Tobin F, I think.
It's so cool. No, we're good. We're good. Well, I can't. I mean, I don't know if I'm coming out clear. It is good. It's nice and loud. Oh, and everyone could hear me out there in the world too. Hi, world.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Hello.
shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Oh, wow, that's
everyone.
nice and loud. Hi, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Okay, that's
Join
good.
us,
There we
won't
go.
you? Page 10. Keep singing. We'll turn to page 24. The words Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, peace be to you, O ministering angels.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch Noachem Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei Hamalchim, HaKadosh Baruch
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We open tonight with the words, Hine ma tov u'manaim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is when we come together as family, as friends, as a community. One could understand tov not just as good, but also as order. It's a reminder of the repetition of the word tov in the story of creation. God says that each newly created thing is tov, or in the case of humans, tov me'od, very good. It's a sense of goodness or order that represents bringing more and more order into a world full of chaos. And that is a part of the task of our gathering tonight, to celebrate Shabbat together, to celebrate a bat mitzvah together, to gather as a source of solidarity and strength and support. One of the blessings that God promises at the beginning of this week's Torah portion, Bechukotai, is, I will grant peace in the land, and you shall lie down untroubled by anyone. I will give the land respite from vicious beasts, and no sword shall cross your land. The Shabbat our world feels in many ways so very distant from that ideal of peace. But still we gather and grasp dearly onto the hope and possibility and yearning for peace, taking a moment of rest in Shabbat to prepare ourselves for all the work that is needed to bring that peace about. And we are also here to challenge ourselves to consider, how can we, each one of us, be bringers and bearers of tov, of order in the midst of chaos, of goodness in the wake of tragedy into our world. And so we begin our service tonight by kindling Shabbat candles, bringing a little bit of extra light into our midst. The blessing for candlelighting is on page 2, and I'd like to call up our bat mitzvah, Poppy Morrison, and her family, Molly, Jeremy, Zeke, Jill, and Peggy, to light our Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik shel Shabbat.
So Poppy, I'll give you the Kiddush cup. I'll ask you to lead us in Kiddush on page 5. Have your family stay up with you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei bari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'rasa b'anu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahavah
Mazel tov, everyone. See you in the morning.
Oh, you do all right.
Yeah. I'm trying to be both father and rabbi tonight, so that's like most days, frankly. The Hebrew word mazel means planet, constellation, or star. And when we say to someone that mazel, we are telling them that they have luck. Tonight, we celebrate the mazel, the great good fortune and the love of Ron and Barbara Friedenthal, who are celebrating 50 years of marriage on this day. Now, as many of you know or might remember, bingo is a game of mazel. It's a game of luck. And Ron and Barbara's first date was playing bingo at a country club in LA. And as Barbara likes to say, that night I won some stuff, but he won me. Ron was lucky, and so was Barbara. And 50 years ago today, perhaps right around this time, I do not know, on May 27th, 1972, they were married. When I asked Ron and Barbara how had their marriage endured and flourished for 50 years, Ron said, "We do almost everything together, and we always make time to be together." Barbara shared the wisdom that it's always been important for their family to sit down for meals together. She also said that marriages are 90-10. Sometimes you're the 10%, and sometimes you're the 90. Both agreed that they complement each other and have been able to change and accommodate each other's changes over the course of their marriage. Now, Ron and Barbara have been members of Beth Am for 40 years. As they told me, this has been our place. Here they have served on the Beth Am men and women's boards. They've worked with Mitzvah Corps, the Poltava Committee. They have been participants in not one, not two, but 3 Chavurot. And so when I think about this, for all but 10 years of their marriage, they have been part of this community. So Beth Am, we should be proud too, for we've had a hand in their successful marriage. And so together, let's celebrate this anniversary. And it's a great honor to invite you, Ron and Barbara, forward to join me on the bima for a blessing. And although I will be opening the ark, I invite you to remain seated. Come on up. I've got it too. Ancestors, bless this lovely couple on this, the anniversary of their marriage. And may you reflect with deep gratitude upon the years that have passed. Many experiences since that moment when you began your marriage under the chuppah. May you recall the joys that have sweetened your lives. May you be thankful for the strength that allowed you to weather the storms that shook you to your very roots. God, you have been with this couple through all their years together, so may you continue to bless them with your presence in the years to come.
I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. God of all generations, we give thanks for the blessings that have graced our marriage, and we reflect upon the day of our union with thankfulness. May this joy be with us always, our way of life, loving and good, as we help each other bear burdens and share joys. Let these years of health and contentment, of unclouded happiness in the circle of our family and loved ones, of unbroken service of love, and caring to those who are far and those who are near. Amen.
Amen. And we say together this blessing of arriving at this moment of celebration, the Shehechianu, Ata Adonai, Eloheinu.
Lazman hazeh. 2, 3. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov. Yeheilanu, 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 olecha Yisrael. Yeheilanu, yeheilanu, olecha Yisrael. Yeheilanu, yeheilanu, olecha Yisrael. Yeheilanu, yeheilanu, olecha Yisrael. Mazel tov.
In the spirit of brides and grooms, we'll sing Lecha Dodi, welcoming Shabbat as if it were a bride. On page 20 or 138, we'll sing verses 1, 2, and 5, and then on the 9th verse, we'll rise and face east, the way we came in. West.
La 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 lecha dodi. La 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 likrat Shabbat. La 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat. Lecha ve'ela. La 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 lecha dodi.
we take a moment just to take a breath and let it out. As we enter into this holy time of Shabbat, we begin with our prayer of community, our call to worship. We say, hey, are you ready to pray? And we answer collectively together, yes, it is time. We are ready to pray. Baruch Hu is on page 28 or 146. Continue with our prayer for the evening. Roll into dark, roll into light.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to
Page 34, 152. We sing words of Shema. seated. As we turn to words of Ve'ahavta on page 36 or 154, I'd like to invite up next week's bar mitzvah, Luca Marks, to lead us in Ve'ahavta.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vehayu hadvarim ha'el asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha veshinantam levanecha vedivarta bam Beshiftecha, beveitecha, uvlechtecha, baderech, uvshokbecha, uvkomecha, ukshartam leot, aliadecha, vehayu letotafot, beinenecha, uktavtam, al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Leman tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai ve'item kiroshim le'elohehem. Ani Adonai Elohehem asher hotzeiti etem me'eretz Mitzrayim lehot lahem le'elohim. Ani Adonai Elohehem.
Continue on page 40 or 158, song of celebration, song of joy, a song sung at the far shore of the parted sea. Mi chamocha.
Adonai et Yaakov, ug'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Gal Yisrael.
Turn to our prayer of shelter, prayer of peace. We pray to God, defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Those and the evening were the fears of the rabbis. 2,000 years ago. And they haven't gone away. They've changed shape and form. But this prayer for peace and shelter remains. And tonight we certainly hold our loved ones a little closer. If they're sitting by you, give them a squeeze. If they're not, bring them into your heart and onto your mind. Maybe send them a text. Tell them you love them. Page 42 or 160. Or the slides. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. I'll invite those who are able to rise as we turn to page 46 or 164. Begin our standing prayer, the Amidah, together. We'll sing the first few blessings together and then have some time for our own private prayer. You can use the words on the page or whatever thoughts or prayers or meditation are in your heart or on your mind this evening. The words on the page go through page 63. And you can be seated when you've finished your prayer. We'll begin together on page 46. Page 48. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov.
Rachel Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VaHanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh HaKol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshel Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah, Rav leHoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Memit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Ata L'Chayot HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Page 52. Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh, U'Kadoshim b'chol yom Hallelujah Selah. Baruch Atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Turn our thoughts to those in need of healing. This week, our community is thinking and sending healing of body, or spirit, or soul to Deb Altschuler, Ginny Anderson, Susan Carlson, Abigail Covert, Diane Dennenberg, Selena Glader, Faith Gobody, Sarah Guido, Barbara Heiken, Dorothy Huppert, Moritz Huppert, Marvin Jones, Arnie Kaufman, Harold Muckamal, Sophia Palisban, Nick Pasquale, Donna Perlman, Dr. Mark Perlroth, Rabbi Lori Phillips, Peggy Pizzo, Dale Prinstein, Sue Rehut, Harris Sachs, Jonathan Sachs, Stephen Abraham Simon, David Baruch Ben Simona, Matthew Smith, Donna Spanger, Nicole Gent Wickenheiser, Katie Wilson, and also to the families in Uvalde, Texas, and their extended community, and our extended community. The words for our prayer of healing tonight are on the screen. Um, well, this is my last Friday night before going away for the summer. And part of that sabbatical time is going to be leading a fabulous group of Beth Amers to Israel. I'd like to invite up anybody who's here who's part of a family of anybody who's going to Israel this summer on our trip to come up to the Bima now. So we sing a special blessing for us because we're going to be leaving in, some of us in less than 2 weeks. So come on up. We're going to be singing the Tfilat HaDerech, our departure, our blessing of our prayer of travel. Let's see. All right, so the words, if you'd like to follow along, and we'd love to have you sing it for us as we go. Page 345. All right. Well, good. Come on up. Come on, we have the rest of you coming. All right, so come, at least my family, come over here. Let's make this circle include me. I'm so excited for this trip. Here we go. May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. Amen. May this be our blessing. Amen. Amen. May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion feel their way into our souls. May this be our blessing. Amen. Amen. May this be our blessing. Amen. Amen. May this be our blessing. Amen. Yay, we're finally doing it. Yay. All right, come on.
Anyone else planning a trip to Israel this summer? Show of hands, a few other people.
Let's do it again.
Texas. Although there's nothing graphic in the words I'm about to share, I do want to let people know I'll be talking about what happened in Texas earlier this week. So whether you're streaming or you're here in person, if you'd rather go outside, I understand. I did want to talk this Shabbat about an amazing trip to Israel I took last week with Honeymoon Israel. Visits to Ein Gedi and Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, and big questions about Jewish identity and modern Jewish life. I actually really wanted to offer a tribute to Roger Angel, one of the great writers who passed away last week at 101, whose reflections on everything from aging to baseball to relationships make him a paragon of modern American writing and perfect fodder for sermons. I also want to talk about the significance of Vice President Harris swearing in earlier this week Ambassador Deborah Lipstadt as the U.S. State Department's Special Envoy to combat and monitor anti-Semitism. And we should probably talk about Memorial Day, ensuring that the men and women who died in service of this country aren't lost to a long weekend or sales and barbecues. But then, the news of Tuesday at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, poured across our phones and TV screens, and it's almost impossible to even talk. How can you talk about 19 dead elementary school students and 2 heroic teachers? What message can we send? And to compound this tragedy is that we've actually talked about this so many times before. December 2012, the Shabbat after the horrific shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut, Rabbi Adam Rosenwasser said, "We need to heed the wisdom of those who came before us, who recognize that sometimes weapons are necessary, but they must be treated with caution. Above all, great care must be taken to make sure they do not fall into the wrong hands." In July of 2015, I said after the devastating racist murders at Mother Emanuel Church in Charleston, South Carolina, we all know that an attack on one community of faith is an attack on all communities of faith. In June 2016, after the shooting targeting the LGBT community at the Pulse nightclub in Florida, Rabbi Martyr said, "That's what I want in my country, a gun policy that allows for reasonable self-defense but does everything possible to prevent guns from taking the lives of the innocent." It was my turn again in February of 2018, after 17 high schoolers were shot and killed at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. It should not be harder to vote than to buy a gun. It should not be harder to buy cold medication than to buy a gun. We must support anyone that says enough is enough. And last week, just last week, after a shooting killed 10 at the Top supermarket in Buffalo, New York, Rabbi Morrison said, "For this has been a bloody week in America. Adonai, we live in a country awash in guns, our country, this haven for the persecuted, in which on average 321 people are shot each day. And one of us has been on this bima after UCSB or Tucson or Aurora or Santa Fe or Las Vegas or El Paso or Tree of Life or the VTA shooting in San Jose 1 year ago yesterday that killed 9 people 20 minutes from this sanctuary, but vanished so quickly from our heads and headlines." And the most perverse thing is, one of us before too long is going to be up here again, offering Kaddish prayers for people or for kids who simply did not deserve to die. I don't really want to do it anymore. I hate that I live in such a cowardly country, a country so unwilling to act with any courage to confront this epidemic. I hate that our elected officials in Texas and Washington and around the country have such blind idolatry to the gun industry and an A rating from the NRA that they are impotent in protecting children. gun fanatics, and politicians who instinctively oppose any actions to combat this firearm pandemic drain the moral fabric of this country. You know as well as I do that other countries respond differently to the tragedy of mass shootings than our own. How many of us know the Onion headline by heart? "No way to prevent this," says only nation where this regularly happens. We know that Australia and New Zealand and Japan and Norway have responded heroically to mass shooting tragedies in their recent past. They've seen the horrors and responded, significantly reducing mass deaths. Since the 1996 Port Arthur shooting, Australia's would-be gun owners now face a national registry, a 28-day wait period, and a licensing process that requires demonstrating a valid reason for owning a gun. And there has been one mass shooting since. You also all know the statistics. Guns in homes leads to more gun deaths, not greater gun safety. Each year in this country, nearly 8,000 children under the age of 18 are shot. That's 22 a day. You know that most guns deaths don't happen in news-attracting, dramatic mass shootings. Rather, people are killed one by one in a vicious stream of violence and destruction. Guns cause 56% of domestic violence deaths. Around 4,500 United States veterans die by firearm suicide each year. That's about 12 a day. You probably listened to the remarkable passion of Coach Kerr, a terrific basketball coach and an even better human. You saw the fierce critique of the Senate by Chris Murphy of Connecticut. You actually probably know the Jewish wisdom too. Do not stand idly by. We shall beat our swords into plowshares. If you'd like to explore more of Jewish teaching, tomorrow at Torah study, we're going to explore our tradition's views on guns and gun violence. We know that we must support anyone that says enough is enough. Groups like Mom Demands Action and the Brady Campaign and Anytown USA. We should support them with our words, our actions, and our checkbooks. We also know that thoughts and prayers must lead to political pressure. I truly believe that one of the biggest threats isn't just the NRA, but it's the cynicism and exhaustion of everyday Americans. We know that we must make phone calls and write letters and continue a relentless campaign of political, societal, and economic pressure. We know all of this, but I also want to be sure that we know all these names. Nivae Bravo, age 10. Jacqueline Jalen Casares, age 9. McKenna Lee Elrod, age 10. Jose Flores, age 10. Eliana Garcia, age 9. Uzia Garcia, age 9. Mary Jo Garza, age 10. Xavier Lopez, age 10. Jace Carmelo Luevanos, age 10. Tess Marie Mata, age 10. Miranda Mathis, age 11. Alethea Ramirez, age 10. Annabelle Guadalupe Rodriguez, age 10. Maite Yulena Rodriguez, age 10. Alexandria Ania Rubio, age 10. Lila Salazar, age 10. Jalila Nicole Silguero, age 11. Eliano Cruz Torres, age 10. Rogelio Torres, age 10. Eva Morales, age 44. Irma Garcia, age 48. I also know, and you do too, that everything rests on the future of our school kids. the best way we honor those 19 names is to be relentless in our quest to protect every other child in this country. This Wednesday morning, I was at the spring musical at Ormondale Elementary School, sitting with Aaron and watching our 5 and 7-year-olds perform in the school play. Whether it's Portola Valley or Palo Alto or Newtown or Parkland or Uvalde, I really do believe our future is bright because these students are terrific. They are kind and compassionate, funny and wise, passionate and inspiring. Our nation must wake up. Our kids have more courage than we do, and we can learn a lot from them. Before too long, they will be in the driver's seats, both figuratively and literally, and they will be governors and senators and teachers and coaches and doctors and ministers and rabbis. We can't tell them what it's going to look like, but let's do everything possible to at least make sure the world they inherit from us is safe. This is our challenge. For the sake of our country and for the sake of our community and for the sake of our kids. I invite you to rise, page 282.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Have a seat. Our thoughts turn to those who we've lost in our community, whether recently or in the period of Yahrzeit. If I read the name of your loved one, I invite you to rise in his or her honor, and then we'll rise as one community to say Kaddish together. In this period of Shiva, the last week since passing, we remember our member Sue Coppett, the mother of David and Karen Coppett and Catherine Michael Burns, and the grandmother of Leah Richter. In this period of Shloshim, the 30 days since passing, remember Carl Rosenblum, Jean Zukin, Michael J. Lipson, and Joseph Duchovny. In this period of Yahrzeit, the anniversaries of death, we remember with love Albert Entebbe, Irving Isidore August, Marcel Behar, Frida Eleanor Bendis, Leonard Berkovich, Alexander Castle, Fanny Cohn, Mario De Filippo, Leon Dorison, Jack Edwards, Helene Epstein, Bill Feldman, Frida Fried, Howard Friedman, Robert Gallen, Susan Gaskell, Hannah Gellin, Robert Ginsburg, Barbara Goldman, Marion Gordon, Harold Graham, Marta Jolis Green, Minna Green, Howard Haft, Diane Hallert, Harold Katz, Martha Kennedy, Richard Kleinberg, Louis O. Lawrence, Bernice Leader, Rosalind Levitt, Edward Lipton, Elizabeth Lowe, Milton Lubin, Doris Ludhart, Leo Malik, Edith Matisow, Arthur Miller, Ralph Minkoff, Mr. Stuart Moldau, Henry Morgenstern, Michael Morrison, Ruth Namath, Abraham Niren, Sylvia Niren, Mark Pianin, Shirlene Platzen, Ada Rauschwerger, Alan Reed, Max Rosenblum, Ellsworth Roston, Martin Rubenstein, Eric Ruderman, Roberta Schwarbasher, Frank Selak, Ken Selak, J. Irwin Shapiro, Arlene Sobel, Sarah Sorokis, Bernice Stein, Geraldine Steinberg, Ann Ticko, David Paul Tinsley, Jack Westerman, Jacob White, Hilda Woelfel. If you're thinking of someone else, I invite you to rise and share their name with our community so we can add them to our prayer. Together we rise, page 294. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divara kirte bi'amlich malchute, bechaye echon uv'yom echon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uv'izman kari b'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam ulmei almaya, yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, B'yit hadar, b'yit haleh, b'yit halal, shemei dikusha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata b'shirata. Tush bechata b'nechemata, damiram b'yama b'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. B'chayim aleinu b'al kol Yisrael b'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu b'al kol Yisrael b'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
These words from Isaiah, we say, as we make our way out of the time of mourning that ends with Tisha B'Av, we say these words, Nachamu, Nachamu Ami. Bring comfort to your people, says God. Nachamu.
Thank you, Cantor. I'll hold this idea of Nachamu as we head towards Shavuot, but this need of comfort with us throughout this Shabbat and throughout this weekend. As you know, at Beth Am, each month we collect tzedakah for an important organization, either locally or in Israel. This month we're collecting for a really important organization in Akko, which is one of the most diverse cities in all of Israel. The Sir Charles Clore Jewish Arab Community Center, one of the places that's pushing for peace amongst Arabs and Jews within that diverse city. And it's been aimed to provide high quality, low cost activities for all of Akko's residents. You can donate online or via Venmo, Beth-Am, or if you're here in person at the tzedakah box in the back of the room. We are so excited for Poppy and for your bat mitzvah tomorrow. We think you're the best, and we're thrilled to be able to celebrate with you as you become the newest teacher of Torah within our community. So we'll sing the words, our aspiration for hope, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu.
We've been with us for 7 years, going on sabbatical. We are taking auditions for guitar players, for singers, but she's coming back, so we just need you for a couple months.
And Cantor, we wish you just excellent time for rejuvenation, for learning, and for reflection, and we will miss you. We can't wait till you come back. But enjoy your travels and enjoy your adventure.
And everyone at Beth Am wants a postcard. So.
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Poppy, will you come on up here with your mom and your brother as well?
You ready? Hold on. I'm saying Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam,
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. If you're here for dinner, we're going to be eating out on the tables on the patio.
Shalom, everyone. done.